Hey guys, I'm back. It's been a minute, I know, but I'm in the middle of a move right now. Bonus points if you can guess what country I'm in. But yeah, new country, new culture. It's been pretty hectic. Now, I know I'm always talking about documentation, but then when stuff like this happens, the last thing I do is document. And I thought, okay, well, what better way or what better time to document things than when I'm going through all these changes and all these challenges. So I figured, okay, let me bring you guys along with me and document this for myself in the future so I can kind of go and see how far I've made, how much progress I've made, and see what I learned from it. So here we go. I promise we're going to switch this up because this is the most unaesthetic backdrop that I've recorded in, I think, so far. Mind you, that's one of the first videos. I've done 3, so it's not that serious, but I think my first video was like a weird room at one point, but anyway, I digress. But yeah, I wanted to talk about restarting, just because it kind of goes in with my move and just kind of starting from zero, trying to learn this new language, and then just kind of getting used to everything that's going on now, right? And I noticed a bunch of people hate restarting. I don't entirely disagree, but I don't think you should see it as you're always put in this new vulnerable position where you have to get used to new things. While that's true, I think it just gives you opportunities to grow and to learn new things. Now, you also have to think about you're never truly restarting from zero if you're taking your past experiences and the lessons you've learned in them and applying them to what you're doing now. So you're always starting from a better place than you did before, right? So in this new chapter, you're going to start with more experience than in the last chapter, just because you've learned more, or at least you should have, which is where the documenting thing comes into play, right? As long as you're documenting things and you're taking note of how you're solving problems, that those documents or those videos, those pieces of paper, they serve as resources for every new challenge or problem you face. So you always have this repository of information as long as you're keeping up with it through either journaling or even just doing these little video journals where you just record yourself, hey, my day went like this, I had this issue, I solved it this way, etc. All those things help you when you have to either move, change jobs. So if you frame it that way, you're never truly starting at a complete disadvantage. Sure, your new job may be in a different domain than the one you were doing before, but it doesn't mean you're stuck or you're not going to progress as quickly as you normally would. For example, all my careers have been vastly different. I've done, I guess, 4 major changes if you want to count one of my first part-time jobs. I went from being a bellboy at a hotel, like the bellhop, the people with the luggage, to working in military aircraft. Then I did real estate for a little bit, and now I'm in cybersecurity. And I mean, vastly different jobs, but if you take something from each experience, you realize you can apply it to the next. And after restarting so many times, you kind of start seeing a trend. and that you don't need as much as you think you do to get up to speed as quick. Let me kind of break that down. Every job has these core foundational skills, these basic skills that it builds up on. Once you realize, okay, once I know these basic things, I can figure the rest out on my own, then you're golden. So every time you start over, you're like, okay, what are the most foundational things I need to learn in this new job? You pick those up, and then you're basically off to the races. And you start realizing how many people in your new field probably have made it pretty far without knowing these basic skills. And you realize you move in as a brand new individual, and sometimes you can even surpass them in a shorter amount of time because you learned, oh, okay, every time I start something new, figure out the basics, get really good at them, and everything else just kind of falls into place. And again, you don't start from zero. You start at a higher level because you've done so many experiences and you've restarted so many times that you just have all these different skill sets that you can apply into a new job or a new position. So you're not really truly starting from zero. There has to be a drinking game. I've probably said that 47 times. But again, all that only works if you're documenting things. So write, record, anything to document what you're doing and be able to access it in the future. And I think I've rambled enough. I'm gonna just tie that up there. Uh, Again, I plan on doing more of these more frequently, just because of, again, the circumstances. So you should be seeing me or seeing more of me. Ideally, not like this, but more stories, thoughts, and lessons from all this mess. I guess not really a mess, just more of a new challenge. So we'll close it up. Again, thanks for watching, and see you soon.